My name is Holly, and that Easter Sunday at my Aunt Patricia's dining table, I was about to teach her a lesson about assumptions. "Holly, dear, are you still working at that little bookstore?" Aunt Patricia asked, her voice dripping with false concern. "Yes, Aunt Patricia," I replied. "I enjoy it." "How quaint," she said, exchanging a look with her husband, Uncle Tom. "At 32, most people have real careers, but I suppose not everyone can be like my Marcus." My cousin Marcus shifted uncomfortably. He knew what was coming. "Marcus has done very well," I agreed. "Very well? He owns the most successful tech consulting firm in the state." Patricia beamed. "Tech Vision Solutions has Fortune 500 contracts. He's brilliant. Takes after his mother's side, of course." My mother, Sarah, squeezed my hand under the table. She knew the truth. "That's wonderful, Marcus," I said. "How's the cash flow these days?" His face paled. "It's fine, Holly. Everything's great." Patricia stood up, tapping her wine glass. "Everyone a toast to Marcus, who represents everything this family should aspire to be: successful, independent, and completely self-made." The word self-made nearly made me choke. "Unlike some people," Patricia continued, her eyes on me, "who drift through life without ambition. Holly, honey, when are you going to stop being the family beggar and make something of yourself? It's embarrassing. You show up in thrift store clothes, working minimum wage." "Mom, please," Marcus interrupted. "That's not necessary." "No, Marcus, someone needs to say it," Patricia insisted. "I'm saying this out of love. You're 32. You should be ashamed, always scraping by. You couldn't even afford a decent dress for Easter. That's from goodwill, isn't it?" The table went silent. Uncle Tom looked uncomfortable. My mother's face was red with anger. Marcus looked like he wanted to disappear. "Actually, this dress is from goodwill," I said calmly. "But not because I can't afford better." "Oh, honey, you don't need excuses," Patricia said with mock sympathy. "Not everyone can be financially successful. Some people just aren't cut out for the business world." I smiled. "You know what, Aunt Patricia? You're right. We should have this conversation. It's time we all talked about success and who's really funding it in this family." Marcus's fork clattered onto his plate. "Holly, don't what, Marcus?" I asked. "Don't tell your mother the truth? Don't explain where Tech Vision Solutions capital came from? Don't mention who's been covering your shortfalls for 3 years?" Patricia laughed, but it sounded forced. "What are you talking about? Marcus built his business with his own savings." "Is that what he told you?" I looked at Marcus. His face had gone gray. "Holly, please," he whispered. "Please what? Let your mother humiliate me in front of everyone? Let her call me a beggar while I'm the reason her self-made son has a business at all?" "What is she talking about, Marcus?" Patricia demanded. Marcus couldn't meet her eyes. "Mom, it's complicated." "It's simple," I said, pulling out my phone. 3 years ago, Marcus needed $500,000 in startup capital. Banks wouldn't give him a loan because his credit was terrible. Too many maxed-out credit cards, remember? "That's impossible," Patricia said. "Holly doesn't have that kind of money." "Doesn't she?" My mother spoke up. "Patricia, you've always been so obsessed with appearances that you never asked questions." "I'm a silent partner in Tech Vision Solutions," I explained. "I own 40% of the company. I gave Marcus $500,000, plus another $200,000 last year for payroll." "But how?" Patricia sputtered. "I inherited $2.3 million from Grandma Eleanor, the one whose funeral you skipped," I said. "She left me everything because I actually visited her." Marcus put his head in his hands. "It's all true, Mom. Without Holly, Tech Vision would have folded." I stood up. "You called me a beggar, Aunt Patricia. The only reason your son has a business to brag about is because of me, the family beggar." The color drained from Patricia's face. "That's impossible. Holly doesn't have that kind of money." "Doesn't she?" My mother finally spoke up. "Patricia, you've always been so obsessed with appearances that you never bothered to ask questions." "I'm a silent partner in Tech Vision Solutions," I explained. "I own 40% of the company. I gave Marcus $500,000 3 years ago, plus another $200,000 last year when he was short on payroll." Marcus put his head in his hands. "Oh, God." "But the contract stipulated that if Marcus ever misrepresented the ownership structure, I had the right to call in my investment immediately," I continued. Patricia's mouth opened and closed. "But how do you have that kind of money?" "I inherited $2.3 million from Grandma Eleanor, the one whose funeral you skipped for a kitchen remodel," I said. She left me everything because I actually visited her and cared about her. That's impossible, Patricia whispered. Marcus, tell your mother about our weekly status calls, I said. Tell her about the funding I provided when you lost the Henderson account. Tell her about saving your business 3 times. Marcus looked up, tears streaming down his face. It's all true, Mom. Without Holly, Tech Vision would have folded in the first year. I stood up. You called me a beggar, Aunt Patricia. You said I should be ashamed. So understand this. The only reason your son has a business is because of me, the family beggar. The next morning, I met with my lawyer, David Martinez. Holly, are you sure about this? David asked, reviewing the Tech Vision contract. Pulling your investment will destroy the company. I'm sure, I replied. Read Clause 17, subsection B. David read aloud. If Partner B publicly misrepresents the ownership structure, Partner A reserves the right to immediate dissolution and full repayment within 30 days. He's been doing that for 3 years, I said. Every press release says self-made entrepreneur, while I'm called a beggar at Easter dinner. With accrued interest, Marcus owes you $1,047,000, David said. He doesn't have it. He'll have to file for bankruptcy. I know, I said, and I want you to send Patricia a letter explaining exactly how her self-made son built his business. Include all contracts, all wire transfers, all correspondence. That evening, my mother called. Marcus has left 12 voicemails. I'm not answering, I said. He had 3 years to tell the truth. 3 years to stop his mother from treating me like garbage. Patricia called too. She wants to apologize. I don't want her apology, I replied. I want her to understand that actions have consequences. David is filing the dissolution paperwork tomorrow. Marcus has 30 days to pay me or face a lawsuit. What will happen to him? He'll lose everything, I said simply. The business, his reputation, probably his house. Patricia's country club friends will learn the truth about her golden boy. And you're okay with that? I thought about all the snide comments, all the pitying looks. Patricia's voice saying, family beggar, in front of everyone. Yes, Mom, I'm completely okay with it. The confrontation happened at Marcus's office 2 weeks later. David came with me. Marcus sat behind his desk looking exhausted. Patricia sat beside him, her designer outfit perfect but her face haggard. Holly, please, Marcus started. I'll issue a public statement. I'll tell everyone you're the primary investor. I'll do whatever you want. I told you 3 years ago what I wanted, I said coldly. Honesty within the family. I specifically said your mother needed to know the truth because she looked down on me. I was ashamed, Marcus said desperately. Ashamed that I couldn't do it alone. Ashamed that my younger cousin had to fund my dream. Patricia spoke, her voice trembling. Holly, I owe you an apology. If you had known, you would have treated me differently, I interrupted. But that's the problem. You shouldn't need to know someone's bank balance to treat them with respect. You're only sorry you were wrong, not sorry for how you treated me. That's not fair, Patricia protested. I'm your aunt. I love you. No, you wanted to feel superior, I said. You've been tearing me down my entire life because it made you feel better about yourself. David opened his briefcase. I'm here to formally serve notice of dissolution and demand for repayment. You have 30 days to repay $1,047,000. Initial investment, emergency funding, plus interest. Marcus's hands shook. I don't have that kind of liquid capital. Everything is tied up in the business. Then liquidate the business, David said. Even then you'll fall short by $400,000, which means personal bankruptcy. You're destroying his life over words at dinner? Patricia cried. This isn't about words, I said. This is about 3 years of lies. 3 years of press releases calling him self-made, while my money funded his payroll. 3 years of watching him on TV talking about his solo journey while I sat in silence. I'll sell my house, my car, Marcus pleaded. Come up with $1 million in 30 days? I asked. Marcus, your house is mortgaged. Your car is leased. You have $80,000 in credit card debt. Patricia turned on her son. You told me you owned the house. You said business was booming. It was booming because Holly kept bailing me out, Marcus shouted. Every mistake, every lost client, Holly fixed it with her checkbook. I'm not a genius. I'm a guy who got lucky with a generous cousin. I gave you every chance to come clean, I said quietly. Every time your mother insulted me, you could have spoken up, but you enjoyed being the golden child too much. David placed another document down. This cease and desist prohibits Marcus from claiming sole ownership in any public forum. We're also filing complaints with the Better Business Bureau and Chamber of Commerce, notifying them that previous press materials were fraudulent. Patricia went white. The Chamber of Commerce? Marcus is up for Business Leader of the Year. This will destroy his reputation. Yes, I confirmed, just like he let you destroy mine. 30 days later, Marcus had filed for bankruptcy. Tech Vision Solutions was liquidated. I received $623,000 from the sale. Not everything I was owed, but enough. The bankruptcy court ordered wage garnishment, my lawyer David explained, 25% of Marcus's income for 8 years to cover the remaining $424,000. What's he doing now? I asked. Mid-level consultant at Harrison & Associates, David said. 60% pay cut from his CEO salary. Patricia had to sell their country club membership. And the publicity? David slid a newspaper across the desk. Local tech CEO's self-made success story unravels. Silent partner reveals years of misrepresentation. Patricia called my mother yesterday, I said. Wants to fix things. What did you tell her? That some betrayals don't deserve forgiveness. That calling someone a beggar while living off their money isn't something you apologize away. David nodded. Most people would have avoided confrontation. There was never peace, I said. Just me staying quiet while being insulted. Real peace comes from demanding respect. My mother and I had lunch the following week. How are you doing? She asked. Really good, I said. Sleeping better than I have in years. No regrets? None. Marcus had 3 years to do the right thing. Patricia had my entire life to show respect. They made their choices. The family is divided, my mother said. Uncle Tom thinks you went too far. Uncle Tom said nothing while his wife called me a family beggar, I pointed out. His opinion doesn't matter. I'm proud of you, my mother said. You've always been so quiet. It's good to see you standing up for yourself. You taught me that true wealth is dignity and self-respect, I said. Patricia had neither, despite her designer clothes. What's next? My mother asked. Staying at the bookstore, I said. I love it. David has 3 new investment opportunities, small businesses owned by women or minorities, people who need a silent partner who believes in them. 3 months later, Patricia sent a 10-page letter, full of apologies, explanations, justifications. She was sorry. She was ashamed. Family should forgive. Couldn't we move past this? I read it once, then shredded it. Some people think forgiveness is always the answer. Some people think family loyalty means accepting any treatment. Some people think being the bigger person means letting others walk all over you. I used to be one of those people, but that Easter taught me something. You can't have genuine relationships with people who don't respect you. You can't maintain family bonds with people who see you as less than. And you definitely can't build trust with someone who benefited from your generosity while allowing you to be publicly humiliated. Marcus lost his business, his reputation, and his mother's bragging rights. Patricia lost her country club status and her perfect family image. They both lost me, not as a victim, not as someone they could look down on, but as someone they could have had in their corner if they'd shown basic decency. I don't regret any of it. I still work at my bookstore. I still live in my modest house. I still shop at thrift stores. I still drive my 10-year-old Toyota. The difference is, now when I see my reflection, I see someone who stood up for herself, someone who refused to be treated as less than, someone who proved that revenge doesn't have to be petty. Sometimes it's just enforcing the consequences that people richly deserve. Have you ever been called names or put down by family members who had no idea they were living off your success? What would you have done in my situation? Enforce the contract or let it slide for family peace? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.